Let me now get to the latest from Bangladesh. 66 homes of Hindus have been vandalized. At least 20 homes have been torched. And it's not just homes. Temples have been vandalized. Shops of Hindus have been looted. Vehicles owned by Hindus have been set on fire. And the horror of anti-Hindu attacks in Bangladesh, it continues. It is day 7 today. The minorities in Bangladesh are under attack. The Bharatiya Janata Party is making a case for the importance of the Citizenship Amendment Act. The opposition that had blocked the implementation of the CAA is now asking the Narendra Modi government, where is the CAA?
The horrors of anti-Hindu attacks in Bangladesh during Durga Puja celebrations continue to unfold. Reports suggest that at least 29 Hindu homes were torched and over 60 vandalized by a mob in Bangladesh's Rangpur on Sunday evening.
করি খাওয়ার মতো কোনো বুদ্ধি নাই বাবা কেন করি চলে ঘরে যেমন বাঁচাবো বাবা রে
এই ফেসবুকের কাহিনী নিয়ে ওই পাড়াতে একটা আন্দোলন ছোট ছেলের সাথে তারপরে আধা ঘন্টা আমরা এদিকটা চুপচাপ থাকলাম তারপরে আমাদের বাড়ির সন্ধ্যার সময় এই বড়হাট থেকে এই করিমপুর থেকে নগরপাড়া থেকে কিছু লোক এসে একবার আক্রমণ করছে
আমাদের ক্ষতি হয়েছে ঘরে ৮০,০০০ টাকা ছিল আবার হচ্ছে গয়নাগাটি ছিল আবার ঘরের জিনিস জানা যা কিছু ছিল নতুন কাপড় চোপড় চাউল ছিল চাউলের বস্তা ড্রাম থেকে ঢালি নিয়ে সব চলে নিয়ে গেছে গরু ছাগল এখন মনে করেন জীবনের ভয়ে ওরা যখন হামলা করছে তখন আমরা সবাই বাইরেই চলে গেছিলাম
The anti-Hindu attacks have sparked protests in India and the United States. Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has promised that the attackers will be hunted down.
45 জনকে আমরা ধরেছি এবং আরো আমরা কয়েকজনকে ধরার জন্য আমরা করছি আমাদের আপনারা জানেন ইতিমধ্যেই মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রী নির্দেশনা দিয়েছেন যে যারা ক্ষতিগ্রস্ত হয়েছে তাদের জন্য যথাযথ ব্যবস্থা নেওয়া হয়
In India, the Bangladesh Hindu attacks have triggered debate on the Citizenship Amendment Act, or the CAA. Opposition parties that had opposed the implementation of CAA are now asking what the government is doing to safeguard minorities in Bangladesh.
बार बार सीए का हवाला देने वाले सीएए पे वोट बटोरने वाले जो पार्टी है भारतीय जनता पार्टी जो चुनावी हिंदू बन जाती है वो कुछ भी अपने मुंह से बोल नहीं रहे हैं क्या हमारी जिम्मेदारी नहीं बनती है कि हम इस मुद्दे को उठाएं क्या हमारी जिम्मेदारी ये नहीं बनती है कि बांग्लादेश प्रधानमंत्री से कहें क्या इस तरीके के हमले बंद हो माइनॉरिटीज पे
We didn't hear a single word from Honorable Prime Minister who went to Bangladesh, a temple of Bangladesh, before assembly election, only for election or vote politics. But this time, he was silent.
BJP says the violence in Bangladesh could have repercussions in India.
यहाँ दुर्गा पूजा वहाँ दुर्गा पूजा हो रहा है तो दुर्गा पूजा वहाँ हो रहा है उस पर अगर इस पर व्यवधान आए आक्रमण आए यहाँ उसका प्रतिक्रिया हो सकता है वहाँ जिस प्रकार की कुछ लोग उग्रवादी लोग काम कर रहे हैं यहाँ भी कर सकते हैं यहाँ की लॉ एंड ऑर्डर प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है तो इसलिए वहाँ की सरकार की जिम्मेदारी ये है कि दोनों देश शांत रहे इस प्रकार व्यवस्था करें
Hindus in Bangladesh and Pakistan, Sikhs in Afghanistan, minorities are being targeted in India's neighborhood. Has the time come to implement CAA? Bureau Report, India Today.
The situation is that even after 7 days, temples and homes of Hindus continue to be targeted in Bangladesh. Is there merit then in author Taslima Nasreen saying there is no protection for Hindus in Bangladesh? They are being tortured, they are being persecuted, they are being threatened, they are being targeted. This has once again brought the Citizenship Amendment Act debate onto the center stage. Time now to implement CAA so that it benefits the persecuted Hindus, Sikhs and Buddhists in Bangladesh, in Afghanistan, in Pakistan, in India's neighborhood where radicalization appears to be rising very rapidly. Joining me on the Newstrack, Rakesh Sinha, Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Gurdeep Sappal is the spokesperson of the Congress Party. Monojit Mandal is a political analyst and a TMC supporter. Tariq Fateh is a columnist and writer. He's been writing extensively on this region, and we hope to be joined by Piyush Krishna Das, the spokesperson of ISKCON Temple at Naukhali in Bangladesh. But my first question is to Tariq Fateh. Tariq Fateh, is there merit in the apprehension that there is rising Islamic radicalization across the region, be it in Afghanistan, Pakistan, and now Bangladesh?
Well, of course it is. But the problem that I see is that nobody wishes to counter or challenge the Islamist narrative. We seem to be addressing issues that are localized or occur time and again. But since 9/11 to 26/11, or wherever you take the case, the fundamental issue should be challenging the jihadi discourse and the ideology of Islamism, which dictates that Muslims need to conquer the entire world, especially Hindustan, destroy Hindus, which is called the Ghazwa-e-Hind, destroy Hindu temples. This has been ingrained since Deoband as an institution was installed by the British in 1860. If we do not challenge the ideology and merely address each terrorist act on its own, then we could be making mistakes. For example, Bangladesh is probably the only Islamic country in the world that outlaws Islamic jihadi institutions like the Jamaat-e-Islami and the Jamaat Ulama-e-Hind. And those are the parties that have gone and infiltrated and caused the havoc against the Hindus and the temples in Bangladesh. Otherwise, Bangladesh is a creation of Indian intervention and saving the Mukti Bahini and millions of Bangladeshis from the atrocities committed by Muslim Pakistanis.
Absolutely. Stay with me for a moment. Let me bring in Gurdeep Sapal. Given what is happening to Hindus and Sikhs in Bangladesh and in Afghanistan, and the situation of minorities in Pakistan, sir, is there a need to amend and implement the Citizenship Amendment Act in India so that it benefits these minorities?
Gaurav, first of all, let me put it on record that I condemn the violence unleashed on Hindu minority in Bangladesh. We should all in one voice condemn it. And second thing I would like to ask, I have been hearing you throughout this program. You have quoted various people, you have quoted Taslima Nasreen, but what has Government of India got to say about it? What has Prime Minister to say about it? What the Home Minister has to say about it? That is not known till yet. In fact, the Government of India is on record. Mr. Arindam Bagchi, who is the spokesperson of MEA, is on record almost appreciating the efforts by Government of Bangladesh in curbing the violence. Let me put that on record. I don't know how the cadres of BJP who are coming on your program and threatening counter violence in India, they are out of touch with the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister himself is out of touch with his cadre and is not able to communicate his position to his cadre.
Fair enough. Be that as it may, you still have not answered a very specific question that I put to you. Your preamble is perfect. Now, please answer the question I put to you on merit, sir.
Gaurav, about CAA. People coming from Pakistan, Bangladesh or Afghanistan have been getting citizenship in India. In last 10 years, out of which 7 years were ruled by Modi government, 21,211 people got citizenship of India, out of which Bangladesh got 15,176. So you do not need a CAA. Second thing.
You are saying it's not required.
The second thing, the cutoff date for CAA is 2014. And why it is 2014? Because Home Ministry officials were very clear, categorically on record, that they cannot allow the cutoff date to be brought nearer, because there is always a danger of impersonation by ISI or somebody else who can pose as Hindus or Sikhs and take shelter in our country. It's not a national security, is not a joke. If you want to give citizenship to people who are persecuted,
CAA is not required to give citizenship is the Congress perspective on the broadcast. Rakesh Sinha, is there merit in the opposition saying that the BJP used CAA for votes, but they're still not framing laws and not implementing it?
Hello.
Gaurav, I generally don't use any term which hurts anybody. But today some context arises when I am using the shamelessness of the Congress party. There cannot be parallel of such shamelessness. You know, he should answer right from 1964 to 2013. Completely Congress ruled in. During that time, Abul Barkat is a professor in Dhaka University. He wrote a book. That book has been appreciated by every section of the people, but empirical facts. 11 million Hindus disappeared. Every day 632 Hindus disappeared, means either they were killed or they were converted to Islam. And entire their property in the name of Vexed Property Act, that is the Enemy Property Act, have been captured. And the Congress party is preaching. When there is a CAA for those Hindus who are victim in Bangladesh, Pakistan, Afghanistan. We have seen recently what happened in Afghanistan after Taliban. We have been seeing in Pakistan that how the number decreased. And we are seeing in Bangladesh 23% Hindus are now less than 13%. And when CAA was enacted in the parliament, entire country was in ransom. By whom? This Rahul Gandhi, this dynasty, and their followers. The left party, what was Shaheen Bagh? What was the Shaheen Bagh? You are asking the Narendra Modi to react for the mistake done by the Nehru Liaquat Pact.
No, but the fact remains,
don't misguide
the fact remains,
this was Jawaharlal Nehru.
The question the Congress asks is,
I would like to react to this.
This is very important.
Framed the laws.
This is very important. Gaurav, I have to complete this sentence.
Go on, sir.
Gaurav, let me complete. Just give me 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
I also want to react to this.
Jawaharlal Nehru had a pact, Nehru Liaquat Pact. Leading to that, Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee resigned and Jansangh was formed. The basic reason of the formation of the Jansangh, the immediate reason of the formation of the Jansangh was the security of the Hindus in Pakistan, that time Pakistan. And that Nehru did the mistake. India and Bangladesh are two different nation states. Are you giving Indian government a mandate that India government should send army to Bangladesh for the Hindus?
No, that's
are you giving this mandate?
Sir, that's not the point.
The
point is,
we have to go by diplomatic.
I want to react to this.
Fair enough.
Crisis between Mizoram and Assam.
Gaurav, I want to react to this.
Okay, Mr. Sapal, quickly react because we are just being joined by Piyush Krishna Das ji of the ISKCON temple in Bangladesh. I want to go to him also, but do quickly respond.
Mr.
Sapal
Rakesh
Sahab.
Sinha, while using these strong words for Congress party and the leaders of Congress party, you forget in last 25 years, 15 years has been ruled by BJP. All these things that you say on TV do not reflect in your own government's official policies. These words do not reflect. And you are asking for permission of people of India to go and attack Bangladesh. What is your government doing? Your government is appreciating Bangladesh government.
Sir,
You are on TV saying that you want permission of India.
I am asking about the Nehru
but
Liaquat
your own government
tell
is
the nation what was the Nehru Liaquat Pact.
The Prime
Hindus are
Minister
suffering
dare not
due to this
speak a
Nehru
word.
Liaquat Pact. You don't
No,
misguide. Don't misguide. It is not a question of logic and logic. It is a question of empirical things in the
Will
what
Prime
has
Minister speak a
happened.
word about the
My
persecution
request is
of
give me a moment. Give me a moment. This is far too serious an issue. There are lives that are at stake. My request to both my guests from the Congress and the BJP. Hold on for a moment. Piyush Krishna Das ji, can you tell us what happened at the Shri Krishna temple? Can you tell us the violence that happened in your appreciation? Does it appear to be planned violence against the Hindus?
Hare Krishna. First of all, I want to thank to India Today for arranging such kind of program, live program, and that is very helpful to reveal the real truth that has been happened and that has been happening and will be happen also, as we are seeing this kind of things from few first years. You know, such kind of violent and such kind of attacks are regular affair in Bangladesh now. And you will be, it is a matter of regret for us that in 15 October, that was the Friday, and it was, you know, the last day of Durga Puja, Vijaya Dashami. So every devotee they are enjoying actually the Durga Puja, and we are ISKCON devotees in our Noakhali ISKCON temple. We are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but at that time, some terrorists, some gundas, merchant. Actually, we don't want to say some terrorists, some gundas. Actually, they are general Muslim of the locality. Because our CCTV footage, we can emphasize on this word because they are general Muslim. There are so many CCTV footage in the important points of the district, and there are CCTV footage in front of our various temple that is located in Chomuni, and different and several puja mandapas, and it is very clear in our CCTV footage that they are majority of them are local Muslim, and majority of them are youngsters. Okay, and majority of them are also madrasa students. We see themselves wearing pajama, and also there is tupi.
Okay,
so it is very clear.
In your view, was this planned violence? Was this orchestrated, planned violence?
It is a planned. Actually, it is a well-planned and pre-planned attack on us, because we see such kind of attacks are happening in any kind of major programs or festivals when that is occurring or happening, holding in our Bangladesh. Such kind of attacking or violence, barbaric attacking is occurring in Hindu community of Bangladesh. So from this point of view, and from the historical incidents, we can easily say that this kind of things is totally pre-planned, and you will be shocked to hear that during such kind of barbaric attack, inhuman, one-sided attack, though we have tried our best, we shouted for help to our local institution for many times, and there is emergency number 999 in Bangladesh. We have called more than 50 devotees. They called emergency number, they shout for help, but it is a matter of regret, and it is a shame to our local administration that we don't get any kind of help from them. Though we shouted loudly, we called themselves, and some of our devotees, they tried to reach themselves in various way by social media and various way.
Tell me this. The ISKCON temple has been doing a number of iftars at the temple for the local community, for solidarity, for brotherhood. Were the same people the ones who were attacking you? Was it led by any political leader? Was it led by some interests? And if so, what was the motive, sir?
Actually, the main interest, we can say easily, from the incident that has been also occurred in Bangladesh, that these terrorists, these assailants want to make Bangladesh totally Hindu-free, completed. They want to actually they are trying their best to, loot the treasury of the temples of the Hindus. And you will be shocked that there is a 10-year girl, she was raped by the Muslim terrorist. Okay, so the purpose of such kind of attack is very clear to us, that they don't want ourselves to live in Bangladesh peacefully.
They want you to leave Bangladesh. Monojit Mandal, sir, stay with me. We will continue this conversation. Monojit Mandal, given what is happening in Bangladesh, was the Trinamool Congress correct to oppose the Citizenship Amendment Act? Is CAA with its amendments required for persecuted Hindus of Bangladesh?
No, Gaurav, I think we are completely mistaken on this. I mean, you need to understand that BJP's stance and flip-flop for the last 3 years. Initially, they used to call the Bangladeshis termites, irrespective of their religion, whether they're Hindus or Muslim. Now they are shedding crocodile tears for the Bangladeshis and the attacks on them. The fact remains that in 2019, I quote Mr. Amit Shah, who called them termites. And 2019 December, because on the advice of Hemanta Biswa Sharma, keeping in mind the Bangladeshi Hindus or Hindu Bengalis were left out of NRC, keeping them in mind, he wanted to have CAA. That was the context. You need to understand the context of this particular CA. My good friend from Congress Party has made it amply clear that even if you implement the CA in the current form, you cannot accommodate these people in India. 2014 is the cut-off date. The 2014 cut-off date was was, kept in mind because of the fact that these 12 lakh Hindu people who are in the detention camps in Assam, they should have been, given the citizenship. That was the context.
In your appreciation, because my question was very specific,
yes.
CAA with its amendment, I am not talking about politics of the subject. I'm talking about helping the Hindus who are being raped, tortured, murdered in Bangladesh, their homes burnt, their temples burnt. Sir, are you in favor of their getting refuge in India courtesy CAA?
Our stand is completely clear. Persecuted people from all these neighboring countries, irrespective of their religion, whether they're Hindus or Muslims in Sri Lanka or the minorities in Myanmar. You understand, specifically these countries were excluded just to keep one community out of this CAA purview. And add to that was the most dangerous thing, that was the NRC. This combo, you don't laugh, you're a parliamentarian, right? You don't behave like don't behave in this unparliamentary fashion. You are a parliamentarian.
Yes.
I know you're
parliamentarian have right to. I am laughing. You are talking like an anti-national.
One by one.
You are talking like an anti-national.
Rakesh Sinha sir, let us finish. I'm coming to you after this.
Rohingya party.
Response.
Don't teach me how parliamentarians should behave. Don't teach me how parliamentarians should behave. It is not the Trinamool Congress.
One by one. Rakesh Sinha ji, let Monojit Mandal ji finish his point. I'm coming to you, sir.
Today there is no room for such people. No tolerance for such people who are laughing at the Hindus killing in Bangladesh, and you are asking for the Muslim citizenship in India. We are inviting these Rohingyas. You want to invite Rohingyas? You want to invite the Muslims? Such a foolish logic you are giving to the Hindus.
Okay.
No laughing matter.
One by one. Okay, you've made your point. Rakesh Sinha ji, is there merit, and only one person at a time is my request. Is there merit in the opposition saying that the BJP used CAA only for votes? CAA was only used for votes by the BJP. And why is it only for, is it just to ensure that Muslims who are persecuted do not get citizenship? Rakesh Sinha, please respond, sir.
Gaurav, I would like to make a point on this.
Immediately after Rakesh Sinha, sir.
These are the Islamic countries. Can you give me, there are handful examples of the persecution of the Muslims. One of his Tariq Fateh persecuted in Pakistan, and Taslima Nasreen. Such people are getting space. Here the question is that Islamic countries, the Hindus, Jews, Christians, Parsis, they are Buddhists, Jains are persecuted, and we have seen in Afghanistan. I am making a point. Such a party of Trinamool Congress, who are the party of the Rohingyas and the infiltrators, when the government of India extended the jurisdiction of BSF to West Bengal, they are shouting because that BSF is stopping the infiltrators. They are in fact, by amending the CAA, including the persecuted Muslims, they are inviting the infiltrators, they are giving legitimacy to them, and he is smiling on the killing of the Hindus. He has no words. Are they demanding the amendment of the CAA to include all the Hindus of the Pakistan, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, irrespective of the years of persecution, to get the citizens of India, natural citizenship of India? Are they criticizing Jawaharlal Nehru for the historical and Himalayan blunder he had done by a pact with Liaquat Ali Khan?
Sir,
when Syama Prasad Mukherjee resigned? These are the historical empirical
Tariq Fateh, is there merit? Tariq Fateh, is there merit in Taslima Nasreen saying Bangladesh is also becoming jihadistan? Bangladesh, Tariq Fateh, one by one, gentlemen, one by one. Bangladesh is becoming jihadistan, and is this restricted in your view only to Bangladesh, or is Pakistan guiding this region, Afghanistan, Pakistan and Bangladesh, where this region is becoming jihadistan?
I would agree with the Nasreen that it is becoming jihadistan. I think the Taslima Nasreen suffers because of the persecution she suffered in Bangladesh. She has her own subjective view. My point is that there are about 52 Islamic countries, and out of which there is only one, Bangladesh, in which there is a government that carefully works to make sure that the Jamaat-e-Islami that comes from India and the Tablighi Jamaat All of these are Indian Muslim groups that are getting into Bangladesh to spread hatred against Hindus. You guys are missing a point. If you do not stop Deoband, if you do not stop your madrasas, the entire region, the Taliban come from Deoband. Why don't you understand that Pakistan's ISI, Deoband, and that school of thought is there to undermine Bharat as a civilization? And Bangladesh is a friend, a government that has been friends to India, whether it has been Congress or BJP, and should be valued as one instead of making enemies out of friends.
Okay.
Sheikh Hasina is in a problem herself because the Jamaat-e-Islami cadre is coming from India. The Pakistanis are sending their own agents who never left Bangladesh in 1971. You should follow the 10-truck case from Chittagong to Tripura. There are elements, including General Irshad and General Ziaur Rahman, who are all pro-Pakistan. Sheikh Hasina needs the friendship of India and Indian support like at no other time. This thing about Rohingyas, the Rohingyas are already going to Bangladesh and they are being settled over there. All of Myanmar is in chaos. There's a military coup over there. We can't separate things out only for political reasons. Bharat today needs to be the elder brother and deserving of the civilization.
Gurdeep Sapal, the point,
essential part of our civilization.
Okay, the point that's being made, political parties in India, high time they call a spade a spade. BJP accuses the Congress of pandering to a vote bank and turning a blind eye to ground realities like in Bangladesh, like in Afghanistan. Gurdwaras are being targeted. Sikhs are under attack in Afghanistan. Don't they deserve the benefit of the amended CAA in your view, sir?
Yes, they do deserve the benefit of getting Indian citizenship. CAA is a BJP creation which is oblivious of the history of independent India. Rakesh Sinha ji gleefully forgets that in 1971, 1 million Bangladesh citizens, which was East Pakistan, got citizenship of India under Nehru Liaquat Pact. It was because of Nehru Liaquat Pact, which talked of two primary things, that there will be no forced conversions in either of the countries, and two, the minority rights will be protected. And when the minority rights were being trampled, that made a case for Indira Gandhi before the global world to seek their support in favor of India in that war against Pakistan, which created Bangladesh. And that is why they do not know that there are provisions in this country. People have been getting citizenship in India. It is not a new situation. They only want to justify their Himalayan blunder of having a CAA, which was to divide the people of India, which was to divide the citizenship on the basis of religion, which is an anti-constitutional thing, which is pending in Supreme Court of India.
Rakesh Sinha, respond. No, CAA was for votes, not to benefit those who are being persecuted. Is the point that TMC and Congress both make.
To address the situation, which has always been addressed in India, people have been getting citizenship in India.
Gaurav.
Yes, Mr. Sinha.
Gaurav, there are only 2 points here. One, Congress has to make it very clear whether they are supporting CAA or not.
No.
It's not a question of which Muslims are being persecuted in Bangladesh and Pakistan. Can you tell me? Number one. Number two, are you going to say? Just tell me. Are you going to say the government of India, suggest government of India to amend the existing CAA? Oh, let me, Mr. Sapal, let me complete. Are you going to suggest government of India to amend CAA to include all the Hindus of Pakistan, Bangladesh, Afghanistan who are being persecuted? You know, the practical fact is that Hindus are being persecuted, they are being converted, women are being attacked, their property is seized in the name of Wasted Property Act or Wasted or Enemy Property Act. Second thing is important. Why did you oppose the CAA? Now nation wants to know from all the Congress party, TMC, left parties, those who were part of the Shaheen Bagh now preaching the government. We are very much conscious about the Hindus, and I very much agree with Tariq Fateh that you want to make Bangladesh enemy. Government of India is talking to the Bangladesh. Sheikh Hasina is sympathetic. She is taking action. But radical elements in Islamic countries are so much strong that any government in Pakistan or Bangladesh, whether Imran Khan or Sheikh Hasina, they are under the pressure of radical elements. Are you going to suggest government of India to cut Dewan? Are you going to suggest government of India to cut the madrasas? You stand for the jihadis, you support jihadis, you have just got...
One by one. Let Rakesh Sinha complete his point. Monojit Mandal, I'm coming to you.
The man who wants to break India. And you are preaching us the unity, integrity.
Okay.
Mr. Sapal, you have to answer very quickly. Are you going to suggest government of India to amend CAA to include all the victim Hindus, whether it's 2014, 15 or 2021?
Okay.
That is the
You've raised a point. Quickly, one-liners, because I want to bring in Piyush Krishna Das once again. Mr. Sapal and then Mr. Mandal.
Rakesh ji, first please convince your Home Ministry to shift the cut-off date, because Home Ministry is very clear that people from ISI will disguise as Hindus and come to India and take advantage of your CAA. This is the Home Ministry's view. Number two, suddenly you have changed your position. In earlier part of this debate, you are asking people of India's permission to attack Bangladesh, and after Tariq Fateh said...
Sir, I am asking your views and Congress view. Don't tell me the Home Ministry view, that I know.
Please listen to me. Number three,
Tariq
Fateh just not sent. He said that... Please, let me answer. Tariq Fateh said on this program that Islamist terrorists go from India to Bangladesh. 7.5 years of Modi government. Do you agree that India is sending Islamist fundamentalists to Bangladesh under Modi government 7.5 years? Reply to this. This is what Tariq Fateh just now said on this program. Please reply to this. Is India sending Islamic fundamentalists to Bangladesh under Modi government?
Yes, I am responding.
Let me
Rakesh Sinha, quickly, sir.
Gaurav, one thing is clear, that Congress party still stands for the Shahin Bagh. Congress party still stands for the Shahin Bagh. Congress party
stand for anti-CAA because under the existing laws
to include Muslims in the CAA. That is their problem. And as far as the fundamentalists are concerned, curbing the madrasas, curbing the fundamentalist centers, Narendra Modi government is doing its best. That is the reason.
Monojit Mandal, the impunity, and I want to quote what Amit Malviya tweeted earlier today. Gentlemen, we need to keep moving on. Monojit Mandal, the impunity with which religious freedom of Hindus in Bangladesh is being trampled upon reiterates the importance of CAA, which the BJP calls a humanitarian legislation. Mamata Banerjee's opposition to CAA and silence should worry Hindus of West Bengal, who too, according to the BJP, are facing marginalization under the Trinamool Congress. Respond, Monojit Mandal.
First of all, and in UP, the people did not celebrate Durga Puja where BJP is ruling. In Bengal, Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Sikhs, they're all very much protected under Mamataji's care and watch. And we have celebrated Durga Puja like anything. Ask them why people of Bengalis in UP are not being allowed to celebrate
Bangladesh. Why are you going to UP and Bangladesh?
You are an
one by one. Gentlemen.
Question is chemistry, answer in physics.
It's a shame that you are in parliament.
You answered.
Okay, hold on. Hold on.
Hindus are being killed.
I have this connection. I have this connection with Piyush Krishna Das for a moment longer. Piyush Krishna Das ji, the way the violence spread. So it started from Komila, then went to Chandpur, then to Chattogram, then to Cox's Bazar, then to Maulvi Bazar and Ghazipur. In your appreciation, was this all planned at a much larger scale? And in your view, the steps that the Sheikh Hasina government has taken in terms of arresting about 45 people, we are told, you know, in some cases there has been hard action against some of the perpetrators. Is that reassuring, or are Hindus very scared in Bangladesh now? And in your view, would they be looking at coming to India?
Actually, we see what is the major thing behind this kind of repetition of such violence in Bangladesh. That is very clear because we see there are so many incidents that has been occurred also in previous times, but though for sometimes the government and the police investigation or DB, they are doing some kind of work for some time, but there is no proper action is taken by the government and by the administration against the attackers, invaders. And this is the main reason. This is the main reason for repetition of such kind of violence in Bangladesh.
Okay. Tariq Fateh, the perception is that Pakistan and Pakistan-sponsored terror and ISI, they've been trying to do this in Pakistan against religious minorities, in Afghanistan against the Hazaras and other minorities, and against Hindus and Buddhists in Bangladesh. Is Pakistan the root cause of this radical Islamic terror on the rise? And to ensure there is no opposition to this, Imran Khan floats this bogey of Islamophobia the moment you raise the issue of terror.
Well, that is their prime weapon. But the ideology that feeds this, whether it's the Taliban or the Jamaat-e-Islami or Jamiat Ulama-e-Hind, and people were asking about Bangladesh. Do you know the largest collection of Muslims, radical Muslims, happens in Dhaka, and they come from all over the world? This is the Tablighi Jamaat. They come like millions. They come there for the Ijtima, and the mainstream Bangladeshi Muslim is not involved in that.
So, Rakesh Sinha, is it time that we all need to look within? Wherever are these pockets of radicalization? You need to go after it. The government needs to go after these pockets of radicalization across the border, deal with it whatever way diplomatically within the borders. You need to deal with it. It's the government's job.
You know, Gaurav, since Narendra Modi ji came into power and the Bharatiya Janata Party is in power, since 2014, you just not only Bangladesh border, you go to the India-Nepal border, the number of mosques and madrasa flourished during the Congress regime, and they were protected and patronized by the Congress party. In Tripura itself, there were a number of the infiltrators. So now you can find that at the border states and border districts, there is a peace, calm, and their activities have been curbed. No outsider is coming. Yes, there is a problem of radical elements within inside the India. And whenever we take a step, we are taking a step very systematically in two ways. One, we are trying to modernize the madrasa and convince the mainstream Muslims to isolate the madrasa and such radical elements, including Deoband. On the other hand, we are taking action very systematically. That's why you find some preachers are outside the country. They are now not in India. They are going outside India. The Congress, who Zakir Naik was patronized and Anglo and the agent of peace, who told? Now Congress spokesman should clarify.
You know, that's a separate debate, and we will have that at another time.
Naik. Who was Zakir Naik? He was the agent of conversion. He was
that's another debate. We shall have that debate. I've run out of time on this part of the show. I've run out of time on this part of the show. But to help persecuted Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists in this region, it is the job of the government, including putting pressure on governments, working with governments in this region to ensure the people are helped. To all my guests, many thanks for joining me.